So we're in the car today, gonna head about an hour and a half away, gonna head over to Lansing, Michigan. So today we're gonna go ahead and look for some new corals for the reef tank and do some other pretty cool, interesting fish stuff. So first we're gonna hit the Mid-Michigan Coral Swap. Back when I was really heavy into saltwater, I used to hit this event every single year. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I've been there, so it'll be interesting to go back to a coral swap. So the second place we're gonna hit is Preuss Pets, which is probably one of my favorite fish stores in the entire country. So it looks like we're just about to the coral swap, so let's head in and check it out. So the coral swap is put on by the Mid-Michigan Marine Club, which has been putting this on for quite a long time. So as we head inside here, you can definitely see it's pretty packed and pretty busy. Let's just go ahead here and enjoy the vibe for a moment and see what's going on. So now that we've walked through the event and gotten the general vibe of it, let's go ahead and take a look at some things that I thought were pretty interesting. The first thing I thought was pretty cool was this artwork. I really did enjoy the layered look of this art with its ocean themes and neon settings. I also thought this setup of invertebrates was pretty cool. It had some horseshoe crabs in here, as well as a wide variety of other crabs, snails, and other invertebrates. What I thought was pretty cool was this arrow crab, which is one I've not seen too often in the hobby. As with any show, there's always raffle prizes. This was just a small sampling of all the dry goods that were available in the raffle. There was even a tank or two that was being raffled off. As with any coral show, you'll always find tons of beautiful corals. Some of my favorites are these Euphyllia, which make up the frog spawn and hammer corals. I did pick up quite a few corals that we'll take a look at later on in the video. So it was just a short drive to our next stop, which is Preuss Pets. This is one of my favorite fish stores to visit in the entire country. With it being Sunday, it was extremely busy, so I wasn't able to film a lot, but let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. So one of my favorite things about Pruess is the koi river that goes through part of the store. As you can see here, there's a really big, massive koi. This is always definitely a favorite to stop by and check out. And one of the things I really do like about coming to Pruess as well is looking at all the various display tanks, both freshwater and saltwater. I was able to film most of them, so let's go ahead here and take a look. So this is one of my favorite sections of the entire store, the used tank and equipment section. There's always great things to find in here for both fresh and salt water, and it's always fun to poke around and see what's available. So if you're looking for some equipment, it's always great to go through here and see if you can find it at lower than retail price. So definitely enjoyed my visit as Pruess as always. We really didn't even scratch the surface of all the things you can find at Pruess, including the birds, reptiles, and all the other fish stuff that we could see that I didn't get a chance to film. So maybe at some point, we'll come back and do a more detailed tour. So we're gonna go ahead and head back to the fish barn and get everything put away. So we did make it back from Lansing, picked up quite a few corals. So we're gonna go ahead now and prepare a coral dip. So I just have this aquarium co-op specimen container. And then I'm just gonna add a couple of capfuls of Coral RX. This is a dip you can use to eliminate things like flatworms and other unwanted things off of your corals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the corals put in here, and then we'll go ahead and take a look. So we now have the corals in the dip solution. We're gonna let them sit in here for about 10 minutes or so. And we're gonna go ahead and get them placed in the tank. And then once they open up, we'll go ahead and take a look. So before I show you the corals, let's just take a look in the container and see what was left after the corals were dipped. You can definitely see some stuff moving around in there. So it's definitely good that we dip these, so you don't want to have that stuff going around in your tank, because you never know what it is. So it's a couple days later now, so let's go ahead and take a look and see how the corals are doing. So we did run into one little issue when placing these corals. Our little clownfish friend here has a tendency to like to bite. So if you're not paying attention, you might drop your corals in the substrate if he bites you and you're not expecting it. So definitely do hope you guys enjoyed taking a little trip with me to the coral swap, as well as taking a look at one of my favorite fish stores. So with that being said, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.